Good morning. My message today is about perfection, about everything being just as it should be. You know what? We came from eternal consciousness into this world of separation and individuality, humanity, identity, polarity, all those IT words, ITY words. And hello, Adrian. And it's absolutely perfect. You know, we didn't come in to dip our toe. We didn't come in with any, presumption that it was going to be all smooth sailing, that it was going to be easy. We came for the thrill of it all and for the experience of feeling that individuality, of feeling the separation. Hello, Teresa. Of experience. You know, when we go to a theme park, we don't want to just sit on the merry-go-round and do it over and over and over again. We go for the thrill of the ride, and depending on how adventurous we are as to what we experience, but we get on the Big Dipper or the 300 foot instant drop, and we know that it's going to be scary, we know that it's going to stretch us, but it's that thrill of something new, of that new experience that lures us into it. And life is the same way. We don't want to watch a movie. Hello, Alyssa. Hello, Ellen. We don't want to watch a movie that's lovey-dovey all the way and, nothing to the storyline. There's always a tragedy, there's always a hero and a heroine, and there's got to be that for the excitement of it. And life is about expansion, and the thing is, most of us only take that expansion when we get uncomfortable enough where we are. Now, we don't have to have discomfort to take expansion, but the thing is, we're creatures of habit, and we get stuck in a loop of looking at what is and creating more of what is. And it's only through the discomfort that we look for something new and something different. Expansion is always happening, which means we need new experience to create that excitement and the wonder, and to keep us in that expansion. If there wasn't any contrast, we'd start to stagnate. So, if we came in knowing that this was going to be an adventure, hello, Mary. If we came in knowing this was going to be a grand adventure, then, it's easier to accept that it's perfect. If we're watching a movie of our life, which is a fairly good analogy because it is all illusion. And, if we're watching a movie, it's got a good storyline, and we resonate with some of the characters, and we get drawn into the movie, and before long we forget we're watching a movie. We're wrapped up in the story and in the characters, and it's like we are in that movie set, and we experience the emotion that our characters are going through. And it's only when the movie finishes that we come back to reality, that we remember we're sitting on the couch. And life is like that. We've got all of our senses telling us how real all of this is, and we actually, forget temporarily that we are eternal consciousness, that we're part of oneness, and we forget that every other person is that same eternal consciousness playing a role for our experience and our contrast. And if we can step back a little bit and remember that we chose this life, that we're creating it in each moment, and we become the watcher again rather than getting lost in it, then we can choose which parts that we actually want to get lost in. But we can also know that it's all perfect, that it was something we chose. And if we can accept that we chose it and, know that we're on a grand ride and that it's all serving us, it becomes the expansion experience that it is. We can look at it and say, oh wow, this was uncomfortable, but I see it was the way I perceived it that made it uncomfortable. This is just something that's happening, and I get to choose what it means to me, and I get to choose whether it's exciting, whether it's terrifying, and I know that my inner being is taking expansion from it no matter what. So, I think it's awesome to remember that nothing is ever wrong. Everything is just part of the movie, and we can choose in any moment how it's going to unfold. But if we get stuck in the movie and feeling sorry for ourselves and hurting, then that's what we're prolonging. So if we can look at our situations as gifts of expansion, there's a couple of really bright coloured parrots down there, and I don't know if you can see them. No. Just gorgeous. I'm just looking at the rainbow lorikeets. But we can understand that it's all a gift and all a story. And from the witness, from the watcher, we can take the expansion without being lost in it. And by creating that little bit of separation, we can look at it and change the story. We can say, oh yeah, we're not liking the direction that this storyline is going. Let's add a bit of flair, let's add a bit of joy, let's add a bit of love, a bit of romance, whatever we want to add. But life is absolutely perfect. We came here not to learn, we came here to experience, to understand ourselves more. And we can't fail. It's only our human perspective that has the polarity. Our inner being just sees everything as just is, as a wonderful experience. And you've probably heard before, excitement and fear are so close that we often say we're in fear, but we could choose to call it excitement and change the way we relate to it in an instant. They're very similar feelings and very similar reactions in the body. But, I have just really been trying to, well, I shouldn't say trying, I've been becoming more and more aware of being the witness, of choosing which parts of my life I really want to interact with, and choosing not to focus or to change my perspective in those areas that have been or could cause me distress. It's not about avoidance, it's not about spiritual bypassing or anything like that. It's about being deliberate with our life and knowing that if something is bringing up those lower emotions in us, that we have taken the wrong perspective anyway. That's really what our emotions are for, to guide us to what is our truth. So instead of going down the rabbit hole in those painful situations, we can say, you know what, this is just mind chatter, this is just a perspective that my human self has taken that isn't in alignment with my inner self. and I can let it go. I can choose a new perspective, or I can just take a deep breath and change my focus, just relax. Feel the feeling by all means, because that's honouring the self. But we can feel the feeling without adding meaning to it, because it's the meaning that always hurts us. All pain, all fear comes from the mind, and it's all wrong perspective. Fear is never true. It's just our inner being telling us that we're off track. Off track with our mind, that we've gone down a rabbit hole that isn't ours to explore. So have a beautiful day. As always, appreciate. Find something wonderful in your day. I love to get outside and ground, just be, and that's where I'm at the moment, just taking my morning walk and really connecting to me, and pondering life as I always do, just loving the connection to the eternal consciousness, the oneness, my truth self. So have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you again. Bye for now.